And I still didn't get taken to the doctor even though I had a concussion. I don't know, they tried to just brush that stuff off. There was another time my cousin, well, she's technically my step cousin because my grandma married somebody else after her and my grandpa weren't together anymore. So like her new husband or whatever had kids, and then they had kids or whatever. So like, yeah, it was like my step cousin. But we grew up as cousins, so like I still call her my cousin. We really don't talk. I don't talk to anybody now, except for my cousin on my mom's side. Like, and I haven't talked to them in a while because it's like every time I have my youngest daughter, I try to see if they want to like see her, and like there's always like they always got something going on, and they were like, we'll let you know when we get back home, and they never do. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and I just feel like there's something weird. Like, you really don't want to see her, so whatever. Speaking of which, my youngest and her dad are moving to this state, the same state as us now, in June, but they'll be like further away, back to where it's because like he was doing this work. He was working in that area where he grew up. This past like week or so, whatever it was, and somebody offered him a job because they liked how well he did. Like they liked how good of a job he did. So he's gonna take that job, and they're gonna move over there. Plus, they got family there, so I think there's some family there. Like his dad lives there, so over in that area. Even though his dad's kind of back to drinking and all that stuff, and he has bipolar, and he's just a mess. But anyways, back to my mom's stuff. I think the cat's meowing. I was like, what is that? But yeah, another time, and it's funny, I have Aries North Node, and it's in the second house, so it's like strange that I had like head trauma kind of growing up, I guess. And it wasn't, I mean, obviously I was fine from that concussion, but like, how do you know? Like, I was literally just like thinking on it as an adult now, like, that was it this morning? I don't know. Last night, maybe. Whenever it was. I've been doing a lot of reflecting on my trauma and just digesting it, And so I was just thinking on it like, yeah, I was fine, but how did they know that was gonna happen? How did they know? How did they know? Like, what if I had fallen asleep and not woken up or something happened, Like, I was just like, and then I got traumatized from that. Like, it was weird. But not really weird because your body literally keeps the score of everything. Even if you didn't feel traumatized at that time, because you're fine, you healed fine, you can think back and your body's like, bro, I was not fine. And I don't know. It's insane. I never had that experience before. Usually it's kind of the opposite, where I was traumatized and I have to work through it, but it was crazy. But it's like, it's the way it is. It's the way it's just, I don't know. Yeah, there was another time, I don't remember how old I was, but anyways, the cousin I was talking about, she's more my step cousin, but still a cousin. And we used to hang out all the time. Oh, I guess they call that kissing cousins. You're like best friends with your cousin. And then my other cousin, on my mom's side, not the ones that live here, but his brother is closer in age to me than excuse me, the cousin that lives here. So he and I used to be kissing cousins, you would say, and my aunt would always put us in the tub together, and it's not like kids know any different, but yeah, I don't know. And there was one time that I was staying the night with my aunt during one of those times, and for some reason, like, you know, when kids run around, play too much, and like they throw up because of the motion or something. I guess it's motion sickness. I must have did that, and then like we were eating dinner, and I threw up on my plate, and then and I was just like, ugh. But like now, I would not have been able to finish. Like, I mean, like eat another plate, even though my aunt replaced it. But back then, I did. I was like, okay. It was really strange, and I don't know why. I remember that, and I don't know, just weird shit. But yeah, the other cousin and I, like, we were hanging out. I think we were playing in the backyard because she lives with my grandma and grandpa, as her parents were very abusive. Her mom is better now, like, she's clean and, like, you know, they're in each other's lives and stuff. But, we were in the backyard playing in my grandma's backyard, and my grandma had this concrete angel statue, and that sucked, and I like somehow bumped it or something, and it fell and hit me in the head. I still have like the scar. I think it's on my right side. Yeah, it's right there. I think it's hard to tell because like I don't know. Let's see. Not that it matters, but it's probably this one. Honestly, it feels like I might have had trauma on both sides right there. Who freaking knows, honestly? But it didn't really, like, it wasn't a gash or anything. It was just like I think maybe a small amount of blood. Like, just like a drop, if that, or something. And it was like mostly a bump. And I don't remember if I got a headache or anything from that, but like, how did I survive this stuff? Somebody was watching out for me. Not my parents. Somebody else. Yeah, I guess it's kind of similar to the how did we all survive growing up back in the day, but actually, no, my parents were pretty negligent. They just stuff like that. Just, I don't know. I feel like that doesn't, like, I'm not explaining it in a way that, like, actually gets the point across and the fact that it was traumatic, okay? Like, I don't know. It's just a lot, but I'll get back to the dreams. And someday, and maybe soon, I'll talk about my first husband and that relationship, because I never really did talk about it. Oh, and I still haven't talked about my ex-girlfriend. And the other family I lived with. Yeah.